A new book predicts 100 million climate refugees by 2050. Disagree and you're labeled a climate denier because we're told the science is settled.
This Sunday, the climate crisis. The science is settled.
When NBC's Meet the Press did a special on climate change recently, skeptics were kept off the program.
We're not going to give time to climate deniers. The science is settled, even if political opinion is not.
But the science of climate change is only settled for those who believe the climate models, or those scientists afraid of losing research dollars by denying it's a problem. Several of America's top climate scientists, like Dr. Roy Spencer, say it's not settled at all.
This is the holy grail of climate research. Right there. That's the net feedback parameter, which determines climate sensitivity, which determines whether global warming is going to kill us or make us more prosperous.
Before becoming a principal research scientist at the University of Alabama in Huntsville, Dr. Spencer was a senior scientist for climate studies at NASA's Marshall Space Flight Center.
What's ironic is that those of us who are skeptical and outspoken about climate change, for instance, myself, John Christie, MIT, Dick Lindzen, we are more credentialed than most of the alarmists you will find in the media being quoted today. A lot of those people have degrees in geography, or they don't have any kind of science degree at all. These are people that really don't know what they're talking about. We are the credentialed ones. They are not.
Spencer agrees the Earth has warmed and that carbon dioxide warms the atmosphere. But there are still too many possible causes for the Earth's warming. Is it from deep ocean circulation, or is it simply a rebound from the period known as Little Ice Age?
We don't understand natural causes of climate change. Since we don't understand them, we can't put them in a climate model. It's entirely possible there are cyclical changes, probably related to deep ocean circulation, that are causing these things, but we don't know.
We're told in the media that climate change has made weather more severe, even though statistics say otherwise. The number of large tornadoes has gone down dramatically since the 1950s. Hurricane activity in the U.S. is still at a historic low.
In the U.S., we went for almost 12 years without a major hurricane strike in the United States, starting after 2005. Now, that was something that a NASA scientist had calculated is about a 1 in 250-year event.
In fact, some of the worst hurricane activity in the eastern United States was long before the widespread use of fossil fuels. The Atlantic coast of the United States was reformed by monster hurricanes that struck between the 1600s and the 1800s, long before so-called greenhouse gases or SUVs. This piece of land at the mouth of the Chesapeake Bay is geographic testimony to the great hurricanes hundreds of years ago. Willoughby Spit was created by those hurricanes, 800 acres of sand, more than a square mile. Today, people blame cars for changing the weather. They used to blame witches. Records show that during Little Ice Age, beginning in the 1500s, a lot of people in Europe were executed for the charge of using witchcraft to change the weather.
We had crop failures, shorter growing seasons, and it's recorded that hundreds of thousands of people were executed in Europe for the crime of witchcraft. People literally thought their neighbor was causing the shorter growing seasons. Today we have computer models that say your neighbor's SUV is affecting the storms and the climates.
French philosopher Pascal Bruckner has written that the climate change movement resembles a pagan religion that pushes an apocalyptic narrative.
Because it uses all the elements of traditional religion, especially the theme of the apocalypse.
In pushing her multi-trillion-dollar Green New Deal, Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez says the world only has 12 years to prevent the worst effects of climate change. Spencer says government policy will change nothing.
You could get rid of the United States entirely. It would not have a measurable impact on future temperatures by the end of this century.
Meanwhile, the big loser is science, which has been corrupted by a system in which Spencer says grant money is largely only given to scientists who believe in man-made climate change.
Science is definitely being damaged when we talk about climate science, because the scientists involved, I think, are twisting the truth.
And Spencer wonders what will happen when skeptics such as himself eventually pass from the scene, while an entire generation of young people is being raised to believe that the Earth faces doomsday. Dale Hurd, CBN News.